Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to Professor Academy UGC NET Sociology PYQ sessions. So today is a class in which we will be discussing previous year questions from this unit 8, family, marriage and kinship. Okay, so we will be discussing previous year questions from this unit. Okay, so about this unit, actually, we can see same concepts in this unit, or the concepts which are there in this unit. You can also see those concepts in our unit 3 basic concepts also, like concepts related to marriage, kinship, and all. We already discussed those concepts in our basic concepts and institutions unit also. So, both these units have so many similar concepts. Okay. So today we will be particularly discussing questions about family, marriage and kinship. Okay. Okay. So without further delay, let's start our class. Yeah. So this is our first question. Okay. So who among the following said the kinship terms by definition are also parts of speech and must be treated directly by the method of linguistics? Who said this? Whose statement is this? Okay, let's if you know the answer, please comment it down in the comment section. Who said this statement? It is related to kinship. Okay, no answer. I think let's go to the answer part. So the right answer is Levi-Strauss. Okay, Levi-Strauss said that the kinship terms by definition are also parts of speech and must be treated directly by the method of linguistics. Okay, so what he said is that, so actually all these words are linguistics and all are keywords. While saying this kind of words like linguistics and all related to sociology or anthropology, you can guess it is Levi-Strauss. Okay, so what he said is that kinship terms are also parts of speech and they must be treated directly by the method of linguistics. That's what he said. So, kinship terms, so he said he made this statement in his book Structural Anthropology, which was published in 1958. So, this is how he described it. Kinship terms not only have a sociological existence, they are also elements of speech. Okay, so they are not only sociological concepts, but they are also parts of our speech. And in our haste to apply the methods of linguistic analysis, we must not forget that as a part of vocabulary, kinship terms must be treated with linguistic methods in direct and not analogous fashion. Okay, so what is it is that kinship terms are also part of our everyday vocabulary. So we should treat them, or we should treat kinship terms with proper linguistic methods in direct fashion. Okay. And linguistics teaches us precisely that structural analysis cannot be applied to words directly, but only to words previously broken down into phonemes. And there are no necessary relationships at the vocabulary level. This applies to all vocabulary elements, including kinship terms. Okay, so he made this statement in this book, Structural Anthropology. Now, to our second question, the clan is a. What kind of a group is clan? Option 1, endogamous kinship group. Option 2, exogamous kinship group. Option 3, both endogamous and exogamous kinship group. 4, none of the above. What kind of a group is a clan? Okay, let's check the answer. So the right answer is exogamous kinship group. Okay, so clan is a kin group which is used as an organizational device in many traditional societies. And membership in a clan is traditionally defined in terms of descent from a common ancestor, isn't it? Like we studied about this in our previous classes. So the membership in a clan is based on the descent from a common ancestor. And this descent is usually unilineal or derived only through the male or the female line. So either it would be through the male line or through the female line. And normally, but not always, okay, so here when we say that clan is an exogamous kinship group, that is we are only considering the normal situation, or generally we are speaking that clan is an exogamous kinship group. But we can find some exceptions in case of exogamy followed in clan. Some maybe there can be some very rare clans which follow endogamy also. So normally or generally we can say that clans are exogamous or outmarried. They usually marry from outside the group. Okay. And why do they follow exogamy? Because marriage within the clan is forbidden and regarded as a form of incest. Why? Because they consider that they are descended from a common ancestor. In it, they believe that the members of a same clan descended from same ancestor, or they believe that they have a common ancestor. So marrying within the clan means that they are actually marrying someone who is related to them, or they are marrying their own kin. That's why marriage within the clan is forbidden and it is regarded as a form of incest. Okay, I hope you're aware about, or the concept of incest, taboo and all. So marriage within a clan is usually considered as a form of incest. Then, these clans may segment into subclans or lineages, and genealogical records or myths may be altered to incorporate new members who have no biological relation to the clan. So, due to these alterations or subclans, maybe among some clans we can find endogamy. So, not always clans are exogamous, but normally or generally we can call clans as exogamous kin groups. Okay. Okay, so now let's move to the next question. In the Arsha form of marriage among Hindus, what is the peculiarity of Arsha form of marriage? So option 1, the father gives his daughter to a person as Kanyadan. Option 2, the father gives his daughter in marriage after receiving a cow. Option 3, the father gives his daughter in marriage after receiving money from bridegroom. Option 4, the bride selects her partner in the assembly of noblemen. Which statement given here is related to Arsha form of marriage? If you know the answer, please comment down. Okay, I think let's check the answer. So the right answer is option 2. In the Arsha form of marriage among Hindus, the father gives his daughter in marriage after receiving a cow. Okay, that is Arsha form of marriage. So, Arsha marriage, what is it? So, it is a form of marriage where a man gives his daughter as a bride after receiving one pair of cattle, a cow and a bull, or two pairs from a groom, and the exchange being perceived as a matter of the law rather than the sale of the farmer's daughter. So, basically, it is like the father of the bride uh, gives his daughter as a bride after receiving cattle or cow or bull from the groom's side. So that kind of a marriage is known as Arsha marriage. Okay. So this is one of the type of marriage which is identified by the Hindu text. So these are the major 8 forms of marriage identified by the Hindu text, which are Brahma marriage, Deva marriage, Arsha marriage, Prajapatya marriage, Gandharva marriage, Asura marriage, Rakshasa marriage and Paishacha marriage. Okay. So these are the 8 forms of marriage identified by Hindu text, and Arsha marriage is one among them. Okay, so please just briefly go through all these type of marriage and what is the peculiarity of each of these marriage. Okay, just try to remember the major peculiarity or major characteristics of each type of these marriages. Okay, just Google it. Now, let's move to our next question. Who had studied the ख़मर tribe? Okay, who studied the ख़मर tribe? And the options are D.N. Majumdar, S.C. Dubey, Robert Redfield, and L.P. Vidyarthi. Who studied the ख़मर tribe? Any answers? Please comment down your answer so that we can discuss about it. Even if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comments, okay? Okay, no answer. So I think we can move to the answer part. So the right answer is S.C. Dubey, okay? He studied the ख़मर tribe. Okay, so Dubey studied ख़मर, which is a scheduled tribe of Madhya Pradesh, as part of his doctoral research. And his first book is about this, his study based on ख़मर tribe, and the book name is also ख़मर, which was published in 1951. And the book is a full-length study on one of the tribes of Middle India. Okay, so Dubey studied ख़मर, which is a scheduled tribe of Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so the right answer is S.C. Dubey. Now let's move to the next question. The kinship usage which gives special role and respect to the father's sister is called. Which kinship usage gives special role and respect to the father's sister? What is the term we use to denote that kind of a relationship in which special role and respect given to the father's sister? Is it covert or technonymy or avunculate or amitate? What is the correct term we use? Please answer. Okay, let's check the right answer. So the right answer is amitate. Okay. So amitate means the usage of amitate gives special role to the father sister. Okay. So this kind of amitate or this term amitate denotes a special role given to the father's sister. And here, father sister is given more respect than the mother. Okay. So in an amitate relationship, more role or father sister has more role than the actual mother of the children. Okay. So the and father sister is given more respect than the mother. For example, even Thodas, the child gets the name not through its parents but through the father's sister, and naming the child is her privilege. So that is an example for an amitate relationship among Thodas. So amitate is basically the special role to father sister or more respect given to father sister more than the mother. That is an amitate relationship. Then there is avunculate. So our other options were covert, technonymy, and avunculate. So what is avunculate? So avunculate refers to the special relationship that persists in some societies between children and their mother's brother. So here, amitate refers to the special relationship between children and their father's sister. But avunculate, on the other hand, it refers to the special relationship between children and their mother's brother or children and their uncle. That relationship is known as avunculate. And this usage is found in a matriarchal system in which prominence is given to the maternal uncle in the life of his nephews and nieces. So we know that in a matriarchal system, maternal uncle has some certain powers over the life of his nephews and nieces. So that kind of a relationship, we call it as avunculate. Okay. So that is amitate and avunculate. Now, 𝙭. So, 𝙭 means the usage of 𝙭's prevalent among the Khasi and the Toda tribes makes the husband to lead the life of an invalid along with his wife whenever she gives birth to a child. Okay, whenever the wife gives birth to a child, the husband has to lead the life of an invalid along with his wife. Okay, and then he refrains from the active work, takes diet, and observes some taboos which are observed by his wife. So when the wife is pregnant, the husband stop going for active work. Then he also takes certain diets, observes some taboos which are same observed by his wife also. So along with his wife or along with his pregnant wife, the husband also follows certain diets and observes some taboos. So that kind of a practice is known as 𝙭. Okay, and then according to Malinowski, the usage of 𝙭 contributes to a strong marital bond between the husband and wife. Okay, that was Malinowski's observation. So while the husband also practice this 𝙭, it contributes or it strengthens the marital bond between the husband and wife. Okay. Then next option was technonymy. So technonymy basically means the when a kin is referred, not directly referred, but when a kin is referred through the uh, name or title of another kin, that kind of a usage of kinship names is known as technonymy. Okay, so for example, in a traditional Hindu family, wife does not directly utter the name of her husband but refers to her husband as the father of so and so. Isn't it like it is very common in our Indian society actually. Like our mothers used to call our husbands or Ammu's papa or Chinnu's papa. So like that, they would call her husband directly, but use the name of some other kin to uh, refer to one kin. So that kind of referring someone using the name of other kin is known as technonymy. Okay, and in some group of peoples, technonymy is like uh, the kids would be called by their mother's name or referred by using their mother's name. That is also an example for technonymy. So it can be anything. Okay, it is the usage of a name of one kin to refer to another kin is known as basically technonymy. Okay, I hope it is clear. So now let's move to the next question. Okay, it is a match the following question. So here you have to match the scholars with their respective concepts. And on the scholar side, we have David Schneider, Janet Carsten, Levi Strauss, and Cath Weston. And on the concept side, we have exchange of women, gay and lesbian kinship, code and substance, and relatedness. So you have to match these scholars with their respective concepts, and you have to find the correct answer from this codes given here. Okay. Okay, please try to match them with each other. And please, if you get the answer, please comment down. I'll give you some seconds. So here, among the options, actually one is pretty easy. You can easily match those two options. But I don't think all other options are pretty difficult actually. But one is really simple, very easy. Please try to match them. Any answers? Okay, I think let's check the right answer. So the right answer is option 3, which is 1C, 2D, 3A, and 4B. So 1C, which is David Schneider, code and substance. Then 2D, Janet Carsten, relatedness. Then 3A, Levi-Strauss, exchange of women. So this is the one which I said, which is easy, Levi-Strauss, exchange of women. That is pretty popular in sociology, and I think Many of you might have already know this answer. Then cat question is related to gay and lesbian kinship. Okay, so first one, David Schneider's study of American kinship system. So while studying the domain of kinship in American culture, Schneider sees that it is only part of the larger domain made up of two different parts. Okay, so he talked about two different parts of American kinship system. First one is shared biogenetic substance or the blood, which is the inherited natural substance. So first one is shared biogenetic substance. Second one is code of conduct or moral order, which ensures solidarity among related people. So these are the two different parts which is related to the American kinship system identified by David Schneider. Code and substance. Okay, so that was our first option. Then second option was Janet Carsten, relatedness. So relatedness includes relations created through reproduction, marriage, adoption, and other forms. Okay, so the relatedness means relations created through reproduction, marriage, adoption, and other forms. And the term was used extensively by anthropologist Janet Carsten. So she used this term extensively in her studies, and she used the idea of relatedness to move away from a pre-constructed analytic opposition between the biological and the social. And then Carsten argued that relatedness should be described in terms of indigenous statements and practices, some of which fall outside what anthropologists have conventionally understood as kinship. So she said that while studying about or while talking about relatedness in kinship systems, it should be described in terms of indigenous statements and practices. Okay, so that was the opinion of Janet Carsten. Now, next thinker was Levi-Strauss, exchange of women. So the exchange of women is an element of Allen's theory, the structuralist theory of Claude Levi-Strauss and other anthropologists who see society as based upon the patriarchal treatment of women as property being given to other men to cement alliances. So exchange of women is a concept related to Levi-Strauss's Allen's theory. Okay. Next option, Cat Western, families by choice. So the term families by choice or chosen family, it is used to refer to families of homosexuals who have opted out of their biological family due to rejection and violence. And family by choice is in contrast to family of origin, that is the family in which a person is born. Cat Weston studied the families of homosexuals living in San Francisco to show different notion of kinship based on symbolism, love, and friendship. And she critiqued the understanding of family as formed only through sexual union between man and woman. And her study of family among homosexuals provides an example of creating kinship through choice. So, families by choice means that is something different from family of origin. Family of origin is the family which we or a person is born. That is the family of origin. But families by choice or chosen families usually refers to the families of homosexual people who actually opted out from their biological family or opted out from their family of origin. And family by choice means or a family of choice includes people who were living together but they don't have any blood relationship or conjugal relationship or consanguineal relationship. But a family by choice or a chosen family is completely based on symbolism, love, and friendship. Okay, so by studying or by describing these families by choice, this is an actual example for creating kinship through choice, because usually there is a notion that family is something which is formed only as a result of marriage between two people or marriage between a man and woman. There is a wrong conception like that in society, isn't it? But Cat Weston's concept of families by choice proved that we can also create family only based on choice or only based on love and friendship. So based on love and friendship also, we can create families. And that kind of families is known as families by choice or chosen family. Okay. Now, next question. According to Parsons, the family is most efficient when it operated with a clear sexual division of labor, with women performing the particular role and men performing the another kind of role. So you have to fill these two gaps given here. What kind of role have to be performed by women, and then men performing what kind of role according to Parsons. Okay, this is Parsons' opinion. So according to him, what kind of roles should women perform and what kind of roles should men perform in order to you know in order for the efficient operation of a family. Option 1, instrumental. Okay, I accidentally clicked, revealed the answer. But anyway, option 1 was instrumental and expressive. Option 2, expressive and instrumental. Option 3, sex and gender. Option 4, gender and sex. So the right answer is option 2, expressive and instrumental. So let's just fill it here in these blank areas. So when we fill it here, we can read it like, according to Parsons, the family is most efficient when it's operated with a clear sexual division of labor, with women performing the expressive roles and men performing the instrumental role. Okay, so that was Parsons' opinion. So, according to the functionalist sociologist Talcott Parsons, the family operates most efficiently with a clear division of labor based on gender. Okay, so according to him, family operates efficiently when there is a clear division of labor based on gender inside the family. And he said that in this case, the females typically perform the expressive role while males perform the instrumental role. Okay, and this division of labor sees men assuming instrumental roles involving work outside the home, providing financial support, and establishing family status. Conversely, or on the other hand, women tend to assume the expressive roles, which usually involve work inside of the home, providing emotional support and physical care for children. Okay, so according to Parsons, when there is a clear division of labor like this based on gender, like men doing the instrumental role and women doing the expressive role, it would help the families to operate efficiently. Okay, so that was Parsons' opinion. Now, to our next question. The traditional African lineage political system, where authority is exercised at the level of the clan or lineage segment, is called option 1, African kinship, option 2, African absolutism, option 3, an acephalous system, option 4, cephalous system. So among this, which system represents the traditional African lineage political system in which authority is exercised at the level of the clan or lineage segment? Okay, authority at the level of clan or lineage segment. Which one represents this kind of an authority? Any answers? Okay, I think let's check the right answer now. So the right answer is an acephalous system. Okay, so the term used to describe the political system of societies without centralized, say, state authority. Okay, for example, traditional African lineage political systems. Okay, so acephalous system means it is a term used to describe the political system of societies without centralized state authority. Okay, no centralized state authority. That kind of political systems are known as acephalous system. For example, like traditional African lineage political system. And this kind of a system, authority is wielded at the level of the clan, lineage or lineage segment. And for this reason, these headless societies are often referred to by the alternative term segment. So these acephalous systems are also known as segmented societies. Okay, because they don't have a ruling centralized authority or a head, nothing like that. And the authority is wielded at the level of the clan or lineage. This kind of system is also known as segmented system or segmented societies. Okay. Okay, so now our next question. The following is not a marriage rule in India. Not a marriage rule in India. Option 1 Sapinta, option 2 hypergamy, option 3 Kanyadan, option 4 exogamy and endogamy. Among this, which one is not a marriage rule in India? Any answers? Okay, let's check the answer. So the right answer is option 3, Kanyadan. Okay, so all of the other three options, Sapinta, hypergamy, and exogamy and endogamy, all three are related to rules of marriage in India. Okay, rules of marriage. But Kanyadan is not a rule of marriage. It is actually a ritual or a practice. Okay. So Kanyadan means it is a ritual which symbolizes the father officially giving his blessing to the wedding of his daughter to the groom. So Kanyadan is a ritual, not a rule. But Sapinta or hypergamy or exogamy and endogamy, all these three options are related to rules of marriage. Okay, but Kanyadan is a ritual. That's the difference. Okay, now to our next question. Pratiloma is a type of marriage between a so-called lower caste woman and the so-called upper caste man. Option 2, between a so-called lower caste man and a so-called upper caste woman. Option 3, between a man and a woman belonging to the same caste. Or option 4, none of the above. Pratiloma. Pratiloma is what type of a marriage? Please answer. Okay, let's check the answer. So the right answer is option 2, between a so-called lower caste man and a so-called upper caste woman. Okay, when a lower caste man marries an upper caste woman, that kind of a marriage is known as pratiloma. Okay, we already studied about anuloma and pratiloma. When an upper caste man marries a lower caste woman, that is anuloma. But when a lower caste man marries an upper caste woman, that is pratiloma. Completely opposite. So Pratiloma marriage is a type of marital practice in which a man of lower class or caste or varna marries a girl of higher class, caste or varna. It is hypogamy in Hindu marriage system. So you know hypogamy, when someone marries from a lower caste or an up, so when someone marries from an upper caste. So Pratiloma means hypogamy in Hindu marriage system. Okay, so it is basically a man of lower caste marries a girl of higher caste. That is Pratiloma. Okay. Okay, now let's check our next question. Apatani is a community in option 1 Arunachal Pradesh, option 2 Assam, option 3 Punjab, option 4 Mizoram. Apatani is a community in which state? Any answers? Okay, let's check the answer. So it is a community found in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so the right answer is option 1 Arunachal Pradesh. So Apatani is a ethnic group live in the zero valley of Arunachal Pradesh's lower Subansiri region. Okay, I think you are familiar with Zero Valley. We can find lots of tourism related videos about Zero Valley in YouTube. I have seen a lot. It's a beautiful place. And Apatani is an ethnic group who lives in Zero Valley of Arunachal Pradesh. And one peculiarity of them is that, oh, sorry, Piyush, but actually I'm getting these answers very late. I think there is a delay between the actual live session and the YouTube live. But yeah, I'll try to give more time so that I can uh, explain it after you answer the question. Sorry. Okay, so Apatani, they are a ethnic group found in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, and one peculiarity of this group is that their wet rice cultivation system and their agricultural system. Okay, and so they don't use any farm animals or machines or nothing like that. Okay, they don't use that in. They don't use any kind of farm animals or machines or but their uh, wet rice cultivation system and their agricultural systems are very special, or even though they won't use any animals or machines, their cultivation systems and agriculture are very extensive. So is their sustainable social forestry system. Okay, so they follow a sustainable forestry system also. So that is the peculiarity of these people or this group. And UNESCO has proposed the Apatani Valley for inclusion as a World Heritage Site for its extremely high productivity and unique way of preserving the ecology. So, this ethnic group is very unique and they have an extremely high productivity. So, because of all these reasons, UNESCO has proposed or suggested this Apatani Valley in order to include them in the World Heritage Sites. Okay, so that is Apatani people, or it is a group who lives in the Zero Valley of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, so now let's move to the next question. Okay, so this is the next question. Who among the following have one term Aja for mother, father's brother's wife, and mother's sister? Okay, so among these groups given in the option, which group use the term or the word Aja in order to call or in order to refer to mother, father's brother's wife, which is father's brother's wife can be auntie, or we can say auntie, or mother's sister also. So in order to call mother, father's brother's wife, and mother's sister, which group here uses the term Aja? So same, all of these three kinship, they use Aja to refer to them. Which group use this? And the options are option 1, Kuki clans, option 2, Angami Nagas, option 3, Sema Nagas, option 4, Khasi Nagas. Please answer. Okay, any answer? Or can I go to the answer session? Okay, let's check the right answer. Okay, so the right answer is option 3, Sema Nagas. Okay, so Sema Naga of Assam. They use Aja for mother, father's brother's wife, mother's sister. So in order to refer to all these kinship relations, Sema Nagas use the word Aja. And there is another word for them also, which is Apu. So they use Apu to refer to father, father's brother, mother's sister's husband. So that kind of kinship relations, they use Apu. Then there is Ami. Ami means father, sister, wife's mother, husband's brother's wife. All these kinship relations are referred using the word ami. Okay. Then other groups also have that such kinship terms. For example, cookie clan. Cookie clan uses a term hepu in order to refer to father's father, mother's brother, wife's father, mother's brother's son, wife's brother, wife's brother's son. So this may look a little bit confusing because they use hepu to refer to father's father, which is grandfather, but at the same time they also use the hepu term to refer to younger people also. Like here, wife's brother's son is also referred as hepu, or mother's brother's son is also referred as hepu. So here, irrespective of age, they use the term or they use the name hepu to refer to all these kinship relations. Okay. Then Angami Nagas also have a similar kind of usage or a term which is she, and they use this term to refer to elder brother, wife's elder sister, husband's elder brother, elder sister's husband, elder brother's wife, mother's brother's wife, father's brother's wife. So here you can say that they use this term she to refer to both male and female kinship relations. So here, elder brother is also referred using she. Then wife's elder sister is also, irrespective of any gender, they use this term she to refer to both male and female. Okay, so it is used among Angami Naga. Okay, so these are some kinship terminologies or some common names which peoples of different groups used to refer to their kinship relations. Okay, so now let's move to the next question. The tracing of kinship through both mother and father is known as. Tracing of kinship through both mother's side and father's side. And the options are local descent, local descent, bilateral descent, and unilateral descent. Very simple question. Okay, so answer quickly. Okay, let's check the answer. Seeing no answer, so let's check the right answer. So the right answer is bilateral descent. It is a simple question. I think you are familiar with different types of descent. And when the kinship is traced through both mother's side and father's side, it is known as bilateral descent. Bi means two. So bilateral means from both sides. When we trace the kinship, it is known as bilateral descent. Okay. So here in the options, other options are, first one was local descent. So local descent means it is same as patrilocal. Okay, so when the kinship is or when the when the kinship is traced through the father's line, it is known as patrilocal or local descent. But when it is traced through the mother's side, it is known as matrilocal or uxorilocal. Then there is unilateral descent, which is a kinship system in which descent is traced through only one gender. Either we trace it through mother's side or either we trace it through father's side. So if you are only tracing a kinship system only through one gender or from one side, that is known as unilateral descent. Uni means one. Okay. So these are some terms, important terms related to descent or kinship systems. Okay, now let's check our next question. Who has given the concept of isolated nuclear family? Okay, isolated nuclear family. Whose concept is that? Option 1, A.M. Shah. Option 2, K.M. Kapadia. Option 3, A.D. Rose. And option 4, Talcott Parsons. Who given the concept of isolated nuclear family? Please answer down. Any answers? Okay, let's check the correct answer. So the correct answer is Talcott Parsons. Okay. So as industrialization grew, kinship-based society broke up, which had a direct impact on family structure. So we know this, isn't it? Like when industrialization started to grow, so earlier the society were based on kinship systems. Like people used to live together as a big kinship group, and the production was based inside families and all. But as industrialization started to grow, the society broke up, which also reflected in family structures also, or family structure also started to change as a result of industrialization, because when people started to go to cities or towns in order to work in industries, which resulted in the breaking down of huge joint families into smaller nuclear families or families like that. So industrialization also impacted on family structures. And out when the classic extended family, and in came the isolated nuclear family as a productive unit. Okay, so the classic extended family became extinct and isolated nuclear families started to emerge. Okay, so the term isolated comes from functionalist Talcott Parsons, who identified the families in modern industrial society as being isolated because it's not connected to wider kinship relations. Okay, so the term isolated was actually used by Talcott Parsons because he found out that the families in modern industrial societies are actually isolated because they are not connected to the wider kinship relations, or they don't have any connections to the wider kinship relations. Okay, so that's why he used the term isolated to depict the new kind of families developed as a result of industrialization. Okay, so the right answer is Talcott Parsons. Okay, so now let's move to our next question. The idea of practical kinship is associated with option 1 Pierre Bourdieu, option 2 Levi Strauss, option 3 T.N. Madan, and option 4 Pauline Polenta. Practical kinship is related to which thinker here? Please answer. Any answers? Okay, let's check the right answer. So the right answer is Pierre Bourdieu. Okay, so the term practical kinship, or the idea practical kinship, is related with Pierre Bourdieu. So for Bourdieu, the term official kinship refers to official representations of kinship and social structure which serve the. Okay, so basically Bourdieu talked about two terms related to kinship, which is official kinship and practical kinship. Okay, so here the question is only about practical kinship, but he actually used this idea along with another idea, which is official kinship. So according to Bourdieu, official kinship means official representations of kinship and social structure which serve the function of ordering the social world and of legitimating that order. Okay, but on the other hand, practical kinship means use and representation of kinship in everyday practical situations. That is practical kinship. Okay, use and representation of kinship in everyday practical situations. That is practical kinship, which is more oriented toward getting things done, that to formal representations of kinship and social structure. So official kinship is just the formal representation of kinship and social structure, but practical kinship means the actual use of kinship in our everyday life. That is practical kinship. Okay, so the right answer is Pierre Bourdieu. He used these two ideas in order to refer to kinship systems. Okay, so now let's move to our next question. Incest taboo is an example of. Is it a folkway or a merge or a values, or is it refers to customs? Incest taboo is an example of what? Any answers? If you have any answer, please comment it down. Incest taboo. This is a very familiar concept in sociology for everyone. Okay, let's check the right answer. So our right answer is Morse. Okay, so incest taboo is an example of Morse. So what is a More? So Mores are the customs, norms, and behaviors that are acceptable to a society or social group. Okay, so More means custom. It can be customs, norms, or behaviors which is acceptable to a society. That is More. And an incest taboo is any cultural rule or norm that prohibits sexual relations between certain members of the same family, mainly between individuals related by blood. That is incest taboo. So it is also a rule or norm. So that's why we include incest taboo in a more. It is an example for a more. Okay. Okay, so now let's move to our next question, which is another match the following. So here you have to match these authors with their books. Okay, so the authors include Maria Mies, Leela Dubey, Aileen Rose, and Prem Chowdhury. And the books are The Hindu Family in Urban Setting, The Veiled Woman, Lace Makers of Narsapur, and Women and Future. So you have to match these authors with their respective books and select the correct code from this codes given here. Any answers? Please comment down. Okay, let's check the right answer. I think I'm seeing no answers, so let's move to the answer part. So the right answer is option 1, A3, B4, C1, and D2. So A3, Maria Mies, The Lace Makers of Naraspur is her book, which was published in 1980. Then B4, Leela Dubey. Leela Dubey wrote the book Women and Kinship, and it was published in 1996. Then Aileen Rose. Aileen Rose is the author of the book The Hindu Family in Urban Setting, which was published in 1961. Then Prem Chowdhury wrote the book The Veiled Woman, which was published in 1994. Okay, so all these books are not that much popular in sociology, so it might be a little bit difficult for you, but please try to remember all these authors and at least some of their books. Okay, so this is the right answer. Okay, so now let's move to our next question. Bow and arrow ceremony is performed for which of the following reason? Okay, bow and arrow ceremony is related to what? Option 1, to capture brides. Option 2, to find grooms. Option 3, to give societal acceptance to children. Or option 4, to hunt food for the family. Bow and arrow ceremony is related to what? Okay, let's check the right answer. Okay, so the right answer is to give societal acceptance to children. Okay, so this bow and arrow ceremony is practiced among the in Toda group. Okay, so the ancient Toda marriage system expounds indigenous elements as it takes place only after the bride conceives the baby with her husband. So among this group, the marriage only happens after the bride or the girl conceives the baby with her husband. So first they conceive the baby, then only they conduct the marriage ceremony. And when she becomes pregnant, a joint ceremony called the bow and arrow ceremony is celebrated by the community. Okay, so when the girl becomes pregnant, this ceremony of bow and arrow is celebrated. So, as a part of this ceremony, the groom or the father of the baby goes to the forest and he would make a bow and arrow from the tender stems of a tree and presents it to his bride. Okay, so the father of the kid or the groom go to the forest and he make a bow and arrow from the stems of a particular kind of tree, and then he bring it back and present it to his bride or the pregnant woman. And if the bride accept if she accept the bow and arrow, it confirms that the baby in her womb is the baby of that man, and she accepts him as her husband. Okay, so only if she accepts the bow and arrow which he presented to her, then only that means that she confirmed that the baby in her womb is his baby and she accepts him as her husband. And after this ceremony, the bride stays with her husband for a 1 or 2 months. And after 1 or 2 months, she would go back to her parents. Okay. And this ceremony is conducted at the beginning of the 7th month of pregnancy. And as a part of this ceremony, there would be traditional dance, songs, and all kind of traditions. And all the members of the group comes wearing traditional clothing. And this ceremony is usually conducted a day before the full moon. Okay, so these are the features of bow and arrow ceremony, which is practiced among Toda groups, or it is a part of the ancient Toda marriage system. Okay. Okay, so now let's check the next question. Reconstituted family is also known as reconstituted family. Okay, and the options are option 1, blended family, option 2, binuclear family, option 3, stem family, option 4, extended family. Okay, if you know the answer, please comment down. Okay, I'm seeing no answers. I think let's check the answer. So the right answer is blended family. Okay, so reconstituted family is also known as a blended family. So what is this reconstituted family? It is when two families join together after one or both partners have divorced their previous partners. Okay, so when two people get together after getting a divorce from their previous partners, or sometimes only one partner got a divorce. Okay, the other partner can be unmarried or yeah, sometimes both of these partners got divorced and joined together as a new family, or sometimes only one partner got divorced and the other partner was also unmarried. So that kind of a family which joined together after one or both partners have divorced their previous partners. So that kind of a family is known as reconstituted family, and it is also known as blended family or step family. Okay. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, so now let's check the next question. Marriage is essentially a rearrangement of social structure. Said by whose statement is this, or whose words are these? Marriage is essentially a rearrangement of social structure. And the options are Malinowski, D. Mantelbaum, M. Marriott, and A.R. Radcliffe. Whose words are these? Please answer. Any answers? Okay, let's check the right answer. So the right answer is A.R. Radcliffe Brown. Okay, so these are his words, Radcliffe Brown's words. So Radcliffe Brown and Darrell Forde describe in their book African Systems of Kinship and Marriage. So in this book that Radcliffe Brown and Darrell Forde described marriage like this. So in this book they described marriage as a marriage is essentially a rearrangement of social structure. Okay, so I think I remember I read somewhere that actually Brown wrote this in the introduction part of this book. Okay, so this is actually written by Brown, I think, and he wrote this in the introduction part of this book, African Systems of Kinship and Marriage. Okay, so it is a statement given by Radcliffe Brown. Okay, so now let's move to the next question. Who is the author of the book Caste and Kinship in Central India? Who wrote the book Caste and Kinship in Central India? And the options are A.C. Mayer, L. Dumo, Leela Dubé, and F.G. Bailey. Which one is the right answer? Okay, let's check the answer. So the right answer is A.C. Mayer. Okay, so A.C. Mayer is the author of this book, Caste and Kinship in Central India, which was published in 1960. Okay. Okay, so now let's check the next question. Kinship and Marriage Among the Newer is a work by another book. So you have to find the author's name. Who wrote this book? Kinship and Marriage Among the Newer. And the options are Robin Fox, Ivan Pritchard, L. Dumo. L. Dumo means Louis Dumo, and J.A. Barnes. Who wrote this book? Please answer. Okay, let's check the right answer. So the right answer is Ivan Pritchard. Okay, so Ivan Pritchard wrote this book, Kinship and Marriage Among the Newer, and this work was published in 1951. Okay, so the Newer is a group in South Sudan. Okay, so he conducted a study among the Newer group and wrote this book, and it was published in 1951. Okay. Next question. The kinship usage between Devar Babi is called as what? Or the kinship usage Devar Babi is an example for what kind of a kinship relation? And the options are avunculate, joking relation, avoidance, or pure relation. What is the right answer? Devar Babi. The kinship usage Devar Babi is related to which kinship relationship? Or which kind of relationship? Okay, let's check the answer. Any answers? Okay, let's go to the answer part. So the right answer is joking relation. Okay, so what is a joking relationship? So it is a relationship between two individuals or groups that allows or requires unusually free verbal or physical interaction. Okay, so it is a relationship between two individuals in which in this kind of a relationship, there is unusually free verbal or physical interaction between those two individuals. And sometimes the relationship may be mutual or symmetrical, but in some situations or in some relationships, only one person who is there does the teasing and all, but the other person is not allowed to retaliate. Okay, so that when it is like when the joking relationship is like that, only one person doing the teasing and other person is not allowed to do anything, that kind of a joking relationship we can call it as asymmetrical. Okay, and the type of interaction between these two peoples can be, it can be sometimes only light teasing. Okay, sometimes it can go to the extent of verbal abuse. Okay, so like that, there are different types of joking relationship. So this Devar and Barbie is a kinship usage related to joking relation. Okay, next question. If nephews and nieces are brought up in their maternal uncle's family, the arrangement is referred to. So if the children are brought up in their mother's brother's family, this arrangement is known as option 1 Avenue local residence, option 2 neo local residence, option 3 matri local residence, option 4 patri local residence. Please answer the question. Okay, let's check the right answer. So the right answer is Avenue local residence. Okay, I think you are familiar with this, all these other terms also. We discussed it earlier in our previous classes. So when the children are, so the term Avenue local, it is always related to the mother's brother. Like we already discussed about avunculate and amitate. So there also avunculate related to mother's brother or our maternal uncle. So Avenue local residence means when the children are brought up in the house of the maternal uncle's family, that arrangement is known as Avenue local. Okay, I hope you are familiar with other terms also, because we have discussed it a lot of times. So I'm not going again to discuss all these concepts. Next question. Who said that monogamous marriage developed not to unite men and women in marital bliss, but to protect private property? Okay, whose words are these? Monogamous marriages are not developed in order to unite men and women, but monogamous marriages actually developed to protect private property. Whose opinion is this, or whose words are this? Option 1, Engels. Option 2, Karl Marx. Option 3, Shulamit Firestone. Any answer? Okay, I think let's go to the answer. So the right answer is option 1, Engels. Okay, so he made this statement in his book, The Origin of the Family, Private Property and the State, which was published in 1884. Okay, so the right answer is option 1, Engels. Next question, another question. A Hindu marriage ceremony consists of a series of ritual performances, which are, so here they have given some options here. So among these 5 options, you have to find out the ritual performances practiced in a Hindu marriage ceremony. And the options are Kanyadan, Prajapatya, Vivahahavan, Panigrahan, Saptapati. Among this, you have to find the series of ritual performances practiced in a Hindu marriage ceremony. You have to find the correct answer from the quotes given here. Okay, let's check the answer. So the right answer is A, C, D, E. Okay, A, Kanyadan, C, Vivahavan, D, Panigrahan, E, Saptapadi. So 4 of these are series of ritual performances practiced in a Hindu marriage ceremony. But Prajapatya it is not a ritual performance, but it is a type of marriage. Okay. And in this Prajapatya type of marriage, the bride's father goes in search of groom. So that kind of a marriage is known as Prajapatya. So it is the odd one here. It is not a ritual performance followed in marriage system, but it is actually a type of marriage. Okay. Okay. So that was our last question. So today we discussed a lot of questions from our Unit 8 Family Marriage and Kinship. But still there are a lot of questions from this unit, but we have only a limited time and I try to include maximum questions from diverse areas of this unit. I hope it was a useful unit. Please keep practicing all these questions, especially questions like, the authors and books and all this. Also, who said this statement? That kind of questions also. Please keep practicing and try to remember that, because there is no other way to study all these statements. You have to study each of those statements and who said this. That's the only way to do this. Okay. So at least try to study the famous quotes or famous statements in this way. Okay. So see you in the next class. Until then, bye and good night.